Hi, this is a reading for all cancers for the month of November 2014. I do a 5-card spread. I do mine a little bit differently. I pull one for the overall energy throughout the month. Another card's placed one for each week. You don't have to take these necessarily by a week-by-week basis. It could be just overall energies you're going to feel throughout the month. I pull an extra card out to give me more information about what is either going to help you or block you. This is my second video for you guys. The first one didn't upload. So I'm just going to assume that Spirit or whatever you guys believe in didn't want those messages. So I did a new set of cards for you guys, and I'm going to try this again. So let's begin here. So for our first card, we have the chariot. And the chariot usually has to do with choice. It's a major arcana card. So possibly there's a pathway that you're on right now, and you're going to have to make the choice to either go with it or not, some sort of decision. I also see dark and light in this card, so maybe some of you have been doing some inner work, battling your inner demons, your shadow side, or perhaps you still have some work to do on your shadow side. There's some decision, maybe possibly that you've been up in the air about making, and you're moving forward with it. This is the month you're going to make that decision and move forward. You can see it's all clear sky in the background there. The camera takes a while to focus in. I'm sorry, guys. I also see this as an Indian woman. I have high respect for the Indian culture. I live in Canada, but my mom's fully Portuguese and my dad's fully Scottish. It's quite the mix. Quite fiery, people say. I'm a little spitfire. Mix that with being a Sagittarius, and there you go. The chariot can also mean a triumph over difficulties, strength, or your strength of your will is needed. So there's some decision that you're going to have to come to, and you're going to have to come to that by using your willpower for that. And again, the card that's crossing that is the Two of Wands, and that has to do with a pathway. I see this as, there's many interpretations you can get from this. You see birds up in the top there. They're in the V shape, so I take that as geese, and geese are changing direction right now. They're leaving Canada, flying to the warmer climate, which means change is occurring, and change can be a hard thing. For a lot of us, it's fear kicks in when we have change and we're not ready for it. And sometimes in life, we don't have control over everything. Things don't work on our time. When the universe, God, Spirit, when they feel we're ready for change, even though we may not, it's gonna happen one way or another, like it or not. It's better if you accept it than stay in denial. I feel this has to do with your heart, so maybe you're making and the next card we have is the Lovers, so that makes sense there too. It can also mean partnership. So again, with the Lovers card coming up, maybe you're making this choice, and your willpower is needed to make the choice to either go through with a partnership. You've maybe been dating somebody and you have to make that decision. With the Lovers card here, it's a love relationship, perhaps love choices. There's somebody you got to choose from. Also, with the Lovers, you can see there's a lot of water, so this is an emotional decision, emotional based that you're making, but the sun is shining down on her and him. I also see Troy in this. I think of the movie Troy. I don't know, maybe somebody out there really likes that movie, or if you haven't seen it, or even if you have seen it and it's been a while, maybe there's some message in that movie, perhaps, that you're supposed to, when you watch that will come clearly through to you. And for each person, the message that you need to hear will come through at different times and different ways than other people. The card that's blocking that is or overlapping that is the Four of Pentacles. I see this card almost like a person hanging on to their money and saying mine, mine, mine. You know, like the heart's blocked. So maybe you're thinking about finances. Maybe this person that you got to make a choice about, you don't know is if financially, you're financially making this decision based on finances, and it shouldn't be based on finances. It's what's within that person. Or maybe you're just so caught up with your own life and what's going on with you that all you're concerned about is finances, and like love is the last thing on your mind. It could also mean that you're not ready for love. Perhaps you have to learn to love yourself first before you can actually find love. With the Four of Pentacles, you're being overly cautious, fear of loss. You're materially focused. So I wouldn't be so focused on material gain. Usually when you ask for money, I think that's in a Pitbull song too. How's that verse go? Ask for money, get advice, or ask for advice, get money twice. So it's funny how life works. You usually get what you don't want, and sometimes in life you don't get what you want, you get what you need. And it might not be what you think you need, but the universe and God, they do know what you need. So the next card we have is the Eight of Swords. And with the Eight of Swords, I see this as a card, it's all stuck in the mind. All this worry, confusion, that anxiety that you're having is in your mind. I see this as the worry card, and worry, like you're worrying. These aren't worries people put on you, perhaps they did. But I kind of see this as, because these swords have the light is not coming from above, like it hasn't been shot down, it's been lifted up. And if you see, she's in the clouds, her hands are binded, yes, she is blindfolded, but she can pull that blindfold off. And also because she's in the clouds, she can just kind of like duck down and crawl out from underneath these swords, and then use one of the swords to cut herself loose. Perhaps you're blocked because you're a very caring person, is what I see. Because of the white, it's purity. So this choice you're making, decision that you're making, is tough for you. Maybe you have to say no to something. And that could be hard for a lot of people to do, but they don't realize saying yes all the time. There's some people out there that say no shouldn't be in your vocab, but you shouldn't have yes, and another group of people might say your only word should be yes in your vocab, and both of them I find isn't true, because sometimes in life you need to say no, and sometimes you need to say yes. Sometimes you need to hurt a person, but you're hurting them less now than you would be in the long run, and that includes yourself. With the Five of Pentacles here, I see financial hardship, and that's why you're holding on to the last little bit that you have. And you can't gain in life until you've given. It's a circle of life, you know? Like if you look at the five, it's a flower, but it's in the round shape, and it's piercing straight through, you know? Like it's a wheel needs to spin. You have to give in order to receive, you know? Like maybe you've been having really hard times, you know, like poverty. So that's why you're holding on to the little bit that you have. With the Five of Pentacles, it's temporary hardship, guard against loss again. So if it is with the love, maybe you have some walls up and you're just not willing, from past traumas, past hurts, to let those walls down. You're so focused on money that you're just not willing to accept the love. With the Page of Cups here, it could be a young person under the age of 30, could even be a child. Pages don't have to be a man or a woman. It could be either or. Cups being emotion. I see a lot of fire in this card. I consider this person, maybe this person is a 50-50 mix, or has a lot of water and a lot of fire in this card. With the Page of Cups, it's happy news, emotional, of an emotional nature. It's a sensitive, creative child. Most cups, people, water signs, are very sensitive. They put on a good poker face, but they're very sensitive. They'll never let you know that, but they are. So maybe you're going to get a message, or a child is going to ask for help. The card that's crossing that is the Ten of Cups. And with the Ten of Cups, you can see two women, and they're sewing. Like she's sewing. I see this as a mother and daughter. You see a lot of bees, busy bees. So maybe you and your mom are creating something. You see this cat. Pay attention to cats if you're outside and you're thinking something and you come across a cat. Pay attention to that. Cats are known to guard the royal people. So maybe in a past life you were a royal person. They seem quite content in their little cottage. The Ten of Cups, it's fulfillment. Like you've gotten everything that you wish for. That's going to come true. Maybe you win the lottery, or maybe this partner that you're making this decision on is going to emotionally fulfill you. You're not going to be hurt again like in the past. And through life, people are going to hurt you, and even the people you love the most, they don't mean to do that. They're just not self-aware of what they're doing. And it's a pattern that they've picked up through people around them, experiences they've gone through, past traumas. And I find humans need to be a little more patient. We're patient with dogs. When we have animals and we love them, we're so patient with them, but we're not as patient with people as we are with our animals. And maybe that's why that cat was there. And I mentioned that was to mention that little saying there, where show a little more compassion and patience for people. Not everybody's perfect, including yourself, and have patience with yourself if it is you. With the Ten of Cups, it's committed and contained love, marriage, happy home, happy life. I will say this could be a very fertile month for you. Maybe that's what you're worried about with the Page of Cups here and the Ten of Cups. That could be, and the Lovers, it could be a very fertile month for you. So if you're not ready for that child, take some extra precautions. And the Ace of Cups being here, that's definitely quite the fertile energy you guys got. With the Ace of Cups, it's a new relationship, new start that brings happiness for all at home. So maybe you've been having some family issues and financial issues. God's watching you. Spirit sees it. Spirit's here to help you. Tell you, look, like the cup is sitting on all this water. You can see, like, maybe this has something to do with the eclipse. You went through something really rough during the eclipse. And I see a lot of fire here too. Good things are coming. This is a really good reading for you guys. Definitely a fertile month with the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups is holding her stomach too, if you see that. The lighting's really bad, sorry guys. The Queen of Cups is a very sensitive. I find her to be the most psychic. Even if she's not aware she's psychic, she is. She's that woman who was like, I knew that was going to happen, you know, where she usually can say, you know, she can predict the future quite easily without even knowing, by saying, you know, if you don't do this, this, and this is what's going to happen. And she's usually the woman who knows that, but is not going to tell you, I told you so. Super sensitive woman, very caring, very kind, very creative, very sensitive. Her feelings could be hurt very easily. So maybe this is a month where you're just quite emotional. You have a lot going on. You've maybe going through hard times, love, all of this happening at once is just overwhelming. But enjoy it, you know? I hope this helped you guys. Have a good month.